In my experience, men rarely prioritize their friendships that deeply. After work is done and folks go on to live on their separate lives, especially if they don't have a point in common like the military or work or stuff like that, a lot of people will neglect their friendships on the male side. As men get older and then we get up into our 50s and 60s, our friendship group is just dead and dissipated. But there's no maintenance that happens in there.
I don't think you said no lie there.
20 years go by and then you get a message, he's dead.
Nah, you spoke about the person? Nah, shit, you used to be so close. Yeah, what happened? You know, man, life, it's not even like an event or something that happened. It's maintenance.
What I have noticed is the male loneliness epidemic has been or become a mockery among women online. And I've also seen it in my real life. Blaming the sins of others onto them and saying, you did this, this is your fault. Women, sit down, you're not helping with this one. I am sorry to all the men who feel mocked and hurt by women saying all this. And I can't help but be disgusted by that sentiment, because women, I hear all the time saying, I support women's rights and wrongs. What the hell is the difference between a woman doing a bad thing and a man doing an equal or the same bad thing? What does their genitalia in chromosomes have to do with it? If you are someone who feels the need to help people or is someone who wants to help, it shouldn't matter the type of person or the sex of the person that you want to help. I launched this channel for two reasons. The second one I'll be discussing in one of the next few videos. But the first is I wanted to help bridge the gap between men and women right now and kind of society as a whole, because we become so individualized. And it's very difficult for people who are not used to or actually just lost the skill to be social, especially after, 2020 and all that came with that isolation. It makes it really sad to see, as someone who is what I call a extrovert forced to be an introvert based on my circumstances from my physical health decline over the past couple of years. And I just want to help others have hope that they won't be lonely forever, as long as they're taking the right steps to be a good person, a good friend, and then eventually a good romantic partner, because it does take effort. I've come to realize that because I'm an extrovert, I have to take a few steps back to examine how people can get to, at least a tenth of where I'm at with being comfortable talking to anyone, anywhere. I am the person that people will bring to events or parties like office events, because I am this social butterfly and I can talk to anyone about anything. What a lot of what I do is not natural to others.
Men are really funny like this, right? We would die for somebody, but if you ask us to make a call every week, we just can't do it.
One thing you gotta give the girlies, the women, they might be annoying as shit with that shit, but they're really good at that.
And maintaining their
Keeping
friendships?
up with their girls, they good at that.
Not all women, obviously, just like how some men suck at communication and effort, same thing with women. But yes, in general, women are very good at always finding ways to connect with someone, whether it be on the phone, via text, in person, a flight to see someone. So I appreciate that being acknowledged.
They plan dates, they plan, and if you have a group and a dynamic, it's often even the girl that's planning shit. We just, hey, I'll go with the flow. If it happens, it happens. And after when it happens, we just like, oh shit, we had a good time.
That is me. I am Miss Planner.
Boys, we see each other at bachelor parties and funerals.
Or you got a kid, I got a kid, okay, birthday party.
Birthday
has to be a matter of convenience.
But yes.
Right?
Can I bring something else?
Go for it.
The crazy thing is whenever men are in a relationship, they're in a long time relationship, oftentimes what happens is this. His girl's friends become his friends. And for example, one of her girlfriend has a boyfriend, then they double date, they see each other and everything and stuff. So they have all the girls, his girl has all these friends that have boyfriend, and when they do gathering, they are hearing this and that and the third. And they slowly replace his friends. And when they break up, that's where it's crazy for the men sometimes, because all them friends vanished. He goes from having like, okay, I got these friends right here, I got a couple of my friends, everything is all cool. Boom, the relationship ends and all that is gone.
I am someone who always encourages men I'm dating to have boys' nights, especially weekly boys' nights, and camping trips with their friends or vacations, to have a social life that is not centered around me. It is incredibly important to me that the person I am dating has a social life that is thriving, that no matter what happens with us, whether we stay together and have a long-term relationship, get married, or we break up, that the people who were there before me that were good people are there after, or if there is an after I'm gone, because if not, this is what happens. It is incredibly unhealthy to have someone be your world, to rely on someone to not just be your boyfriend slash girlfriend, your spouse, but to also be your therapist, your lover, your medical advisor, your nurse, and everything under the sun. It is incredibly unhealthy and will actually, unfortunately, devolve your relationship at a very rapid pace. This has been studied time and time again. Your significant other, sure, they can be your best friend, but it's always been of my opinion that there is a huge difference between your significant other being your best friend because you spend so much time with them and your actual best friend. Because if that romantic relationship ends, they're not your best friend anymore because the romantic part is no longer existent. You aren't going to have that person if you break up. So yes, could they be your significant other who you will always be very close to in that relationship and have a best friend? That's how it should be.
I know my fault. I have them. I, for a long time, was a person who was never able to text. I was never able to email. I was very slow to reply. When I say slow, I mean I take weeks, nigga.
You're not slow.
And then sometimes it gets so long, I see the message again, I'm like, it's been too long, there's no point.
Yeah.
You just I can't.
If you reply after 3 weeks, you didn't reply. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Now, I have a solution for what Abbott is talking about. I know he recently disclosed that he has ADHD and, finding that out and getting medication truly changed his life. I'm very happy for you. I know exactly how that feels. So as someone who also has ADHD, the subcategory inattentive, what was known as ADD before the DSM-5 was published, I actually will set an alarm on my phone for times that I know I'm most likely going to be sitting and decompressing, or I have extra time. It's usually at the end of the day or before I get in bed and begin my very long bedtime routine as a night owl and insomniac. But I literally set an alarm to text people back. Or that is the first thing I do in the morning to help wake me up, is read and reply to my text messages, unless I have to get up suddenly kind of thing. It may sound silly, but it's one of those things, especially if you're diagnosed with ADHD, that you kind of just have to do, because if not, that's what dissolves your friendships and other relationships in your life.
Time you were thinking a message, but you didn't. There was a time you're thinking about sentiment, but you don't. There's a time, but you were busy with something else, and you don't prioritize it.
As a person known to be a very good long-distance friend, my suggestion, advice for this specifically, when you think of someone, just pick up your phone to reach out. Send a quick text message. It's not going to take more than 10 seconds of your time, truly. And it means a lot to people. Just say, hey, was thinking about you. Hope you're doing well. Or you want to go ahead and initiate actually seeing that person or engaging on the phone, whatever it may be, because you haven't spoken in a while. Then along with, hey, hope you're doing well, I was just thinking about you. Let's catch up this weekend. Or are you able to chat after work? It's really that simple, I promise. And that is how I am so lucky to have kept so many friendships alive, especially all across the country and even places in the world. So just pick up your phone, send that message. I promise it will make such a difference. My other, like, bare minimum maintaining good friendships, if you cannot see them in person, is asking for a call or a Zoom or FaceTime, whatever it may be. I know a lot of people don't like talking on the phone, and a lot of people prefer talking on the phone to texting. If you are not in the same state or city, asking for a 30-minute call, it's simple. And I know a lot of people with ADHD actually will talk on the phone and like still fully be listening and engaging, but it's something that helps them do their chores. So you're essentially helping them out because they need almost like a buddy system in that sense. So that instead of just like saying we should get together soon and having it be so vague and no follow-up, give an actual like date. Hey, I want to grab dinner with you Saturday night at 7. Are you available? Hey, there's this really cool spot I want to go to. Let's grab dinner, my treat. Put it out there. Everyone enjoys free food. Everyone, for the most part, enjoys trying new places with food they like at. So doing something like that, or offering to cook dinner while you guys watch whatever sport you guys enjoy, going to see a movie. I know one of my guy friends, he loves going to the movies. I'm fine with or without it. I like to go for the popcorn and nacho cheese personally, but that was something he really enjoys. So he always is kind enough to buy my ticket. It's very sweet for the movies he wants to see. The ones that are so long that he usually falls asleep in the middle of, and I'm just left there dealing with this awful movie that's 3 hours long. Because money is tight, that's why I'm even recommending just having someone over to, when you guys cook, something super simple, spaghetti. Even I just made really good Spanish rice and quesadillas on the stovetop. Turned out incredible. Super easy. While you guys hang out and watch a movie you guys both enjoy or something new, or just grilling outside, very popular in the summer. A lot of people, majority of people that are millennials, Gen Z, live in apartments. They're living on their own. So most places, at least in my state, has a pool. Ask your pal to come over, chill by the pool. You know, you'll grab a 6-pack for you guys to drink and catch up. Other examples of maintaining friendship actions are if they're going on a trip and it's just them and they don't have a significant other, offer to drop them off at the airport or pick them up. It's always nice to return home from being somewhere else to a friendly face that's excited to see you. If they have kids, offer to go to the park with them so their kids can play and you can catch up while the kids are enjoying themselves. Another thing is offering to pet sit or babysit for your friends. I know I love both. I love being the friend, the auntie that my friends' kids love to see that I'm babysitting or love to hear that I'm coming over. If you and your friend both have significant others, double dating, women love that kind of stuff. They love to be included in that. Or if you're single and they have a significant other, ask if they have someone they can set you up with for a double date or a blind date. You never know what happens or could happen when you set out on a blind date. It could either be the love of your life or a really fun story to tell later on. Another thing that is something that you really do with closer people to you. I know I have friends who have an addiction that they are recovering from. Offering to go to an AA meeting or any other things they need to maintain their sobriety, it shows that you are there for them and you want to help in any way possible to keep that wonderful life choice going. It is really that simple, guys. There are so many little things you can do that all you're really spending is time and effort. And I think friendships truly are worth it.
It's like, and I know when he leaves, I'm like, well, when I leave, whatever, it's going to be another year and a half before, like, I hear about him. I'm going to hear a text, happy birthday, happy birthday. And that's it. Like, I'm not part of his life. I don't.
Sending someone a happy birthday text is sweet and nice, but only if you actually are someone who's in their life. But you can also use the happy birthday text to initiate reconnecting. happy birthday. Hope you have a great day. I'd love to take you out and celebrate your birthday next week. Or happy birthday. Hope you have a great day. Would love for you to come over so I can, grill some steaks for us. I personally think the birthday thing is important because I'm a big birthday person. I have a tradition with a friend where she started by surprising me with flowers on my birthday sent to my work because we don't live in the same city. So it just feels special when you have things like that, but you also get messages from friends that have really busy lives. So send the happy birthday text because it really is important.
Say, now that I'm putting in that effort and I'm putting in that time with my family, with my friends, with the little people in my life, the little kids, it's given me such a breath of new experiences, and it's been very rewarding. And then I've also seen them feel better treated by me. There's a juxtaposition between saying you care about something or you care about your friends, but you can't do the little labor you need to. You can spend every day playing video games after work or like chilling at home doing nothing, but y'all can't make efforts to catch a game together, can't make efforts to take a walk. I don't know. I think it's a question worth asking yourself if you're watching. If you really care about your friends, how many efforts have you made to check in on them even semi-regularly?
The next morning, we're going to keep doing the video. I put on the same clothes so the transition is easy as possible.
What a considerate gentleman, thinking of your audience in such a way that you want to make sure their transition is easy. I'm going to keep this in the back of my pocket. Thanks for the idea, Todd. And if you're watching, keep a lookout because you'll be mentioned in another video here soon.
We talk about how men don't talk. We talk about how men struggle with a lot of these stuff, but how often do we make an effort to show up for the men in our lives? I ask the question. I don't think it happens. And if you do, hey man, salute to you if you're one of them. But I think that's the minority.
This sounds familiar.
I know for me, and there's something I try to accept, I'm just not a phone person. I'm not somebody who's going to be excited to send you updates. I'm not going to be somebody who's going to be excited to check in with you. That's just how I am. And it's not even just friends. It affected my family relationships. So what did I do? I said, I'm going to find a solution. If you're not going to make the effort to fly cross country to see your best friend in the world a couple times a year, once or twice a year even, that's okay. You don't have to. But understand your relationship is going to hurt from that. And I always tell people, I think relationships are worth investing in. Friendships are worth investing in. And doing those little things, they do matter. They do make an impact. If you don't want to do them, that's okay. You just got to accept that there's going to be those consequences.
That's why.
Now folks are moving across country, moving continents, moving everywhere, using cell phones to keep in touch, live in the same city, don't see each other, but want to text all the time and then saying there's no real friends. Are you actually making the regular efforts to maintain these friendships? If you say you are, then that's a different discussion. But I don't think that a lot of the people that complain about the state of friendships and people today actually make the real efforts regularly to invest in those relationships.
Now, for those in my audience, thank you for being here, who are ABBA and Preach subscribers, watchers, their audience, I'm very curious to know if, when watching their older video, if you resonated and chose to make steps, or if you even had a second thought towards it, or if you're just someone who isn't interested in building and maintaining friendships, because it's a lot of effort. I'm not shaming anyone. I'm literally making this video to try and help, as I have done with my other videos, and finding the best way possible to be confident in yourself as you are in the moment.
Relationships with men, this is how it's described. You homies, I don't see you for 7 years. I see, oh, what's good, what's what? And that's kind of true, but it's not at the same time. It's true that I may not see a friend of mine for 7 or 8 years. Maybe they moved away or whatever, and when we see each other, it's a lot of love. It's almost like you went right back to your childhood. I could see that. But it's not true that the relationship is not negatively impacted, one. And two, it's especially not true if y'all live in the same city. And if you tell me it's not that important, I don't know how you can tell me you care about something, but don't think you have to invest in it on a regular basis. I don't know anything in life that works that way. Care about your health? Got to invest it on a regular basis. In my experience, as time goes on and you miss more and more events and y'all spend less time, there comes a point where you might call that person and they're like, I can't come. Oh, I can't be there. Or maybe that's a repeated experience. And then at some point, it just kind of ruptures.
With all of that said, what's your next move? When one of your friends comes across your mind, are you going to pick up the phone and message them and let them know you're thinking about them and want to hang out? Are you going to ask someone to come over this weekend to grill some steaks or hang by the pool with a six-pack? What are you going to do to maintain these friendships that are so important?
And they sometimes push it aside like it's not important, but it's everything. I know so many people who say, I got no friends, this and that. It's like, okay, I understand that. Are you doing those things? And if you're the person who is and you get rejected a lot, hey, let me tell you, you need to find people who are going to reciprocate, because it's not fair, and I understand that kills that bit of inside of you.
Maintaining friendships and creating new ones, two very different things. Now that we've covered maintaining friendships, the next video, or at least within the next few, is going to be going over suggestions from men on how to meet people, build friendships, and where to meet people. I forgot to add this information when I originally recorded those other 2 days, which is, this was not supposed to be my first reaction to Adam Pooch's content. I've actually been working on a video for a couple of months that is more of a sensitive topic that I wanted to expand upon what they were discussing and also put a woman's point of view on it. My channel is for diminishing or at least hopefully closing some gap of the division between men and women, and also letting men, younger men even more, know that there are women out there who do not perceive their loneliness as pathetic and sad, and that women are cheering that, on other people's misery. That is not who I am. And the other topic that I'll be covering when reacting to Adam Pooch's other video also falls in line with that. So I did want to share that that video is soon to come. I just wanted to give it the attention, time, and respect it deserved, not just the topic itself, but because Adam and Pooch they are one of the reasons this channel exists, which I will go into more depth on in that video. I hope that it is something you're interested in, and if you are, please subscribe so you are available and don't have to keep checking back and forth, but not mandatory, of course. If you are still here, thank you for choosing my video to watch and your time, because it is very important. It's the only thing we can't get back.